Solve the inequality x squared plus 2x minus 8 is less than 0. Graph the solution set and express it in interval notation. We're going to follow the same four-step process that we did before. The first step is to solve the corresponding quadratic equation. So we're going to change that inequality sign into an equal sign and solve this quadratic equation. This one can be solved by factoring. We need two numbers that have a product of -8 and a sum of 2. Those numbers are +4 and -2. We'll set each factor equal to 0 and solve. And when we solve, we end up with x equals -4 or x equals 2. Next, we're going to plot these solutions on a number line. All right, so we need both of those numbers on the number line. So there is my number line. And we need to plot -4 and 2 on the number line. But remember, the rule said that if we have less than or greater than, we use an open circle. And then if it's allowed to be equal to, we use a closed circle. In this case, the inequality is strictly less than. That means that we're going to have to use an open circle. So at -4 and at +2, we're going to plot open circles. The reason for that is at these 2 points, x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0, but in the inequality, we want it to be strictly less than 0. So these aren't actually solutions. They'll be the endpoints of the interval or intervals where the solutions fall, but they themselves are not going to be solutions. Now that we've plotted these solutions, we have to make a sign chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some dashed lines, splitting this up, and we've got 3 intervals now. We've got the interval from -infinity to -4, and then from -4 to 2, and then from 2 to +infinity. And we need to see if these factors, x plus 4 and x minus 2, are positive or negative in each of these intervals. Let's start by looking at x plus 4. X plus 4 is going to be positive whenever we are greater than -4. If x is -2, we've got -2 plus 4, which is positive. If x is 3, we've got 3 plus 4, which is positive. It's going to be positive on both of these intervals, and it'll be negative on the first interval. If you plug in a number in this interval, like -6, we've got -6 plus 4, which is going to be -2. So we've got negative, positive, and positive. Next, we'll look at x minus 2. X minus 2 is positive whenever x is greater than 2, and it's going to be negative whenever x is less than 2. You can plug in numbers if you want. X is 0. 0 minus 2 is -2. If we've got -6, -6 minus 2 is -8. If we plug in 3, 3 minus 2 is +1, etc. So then at the bottom, we know that to figure out if the product is positive or negative, we take the products of each of these signs. A negative times a negative is a positive. A positive times a negative is a negative. A positive times a positive is a positive. So this expression, which is equivalent to the original expressions up here, is going to be positive on the first interval, negative on the second, and positive on the third. Because we want this expression to be less than 0, the interval where our answers is going to fall, where our answers are going to fall, is going to be this middle interval, because this is where the expression is negative and thus less than 0. So our interval notation for this solution is going to be parenthesis, -4, comma, 2 parentheses. So we've got our graph, and then we've also expressed it in interval notation. And we are good to go.